Let's talk about this amazingly delicious, protein-packed, healthy chickpea salad and how to make it. Stay tuned. Out of all the salads that I make, I must say this is my favorite. Not only is it filling, but it is so nutritious. And if you're health conscious and trying to manage your weight or trying to lose weight, this contains the healthy fats and has a good amount of protein to help you do just that. Most importantly, it is so good that you will want seconds. But not to worry, it's very filling. So even if you do get second serving, it has healthy fats, fills you up so that you don't reach out for those empty calories or foods that are not good for your health or your weight. Chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, are low in calories. It has gut health benefits, so it helps improve digestion. It is low in glycemic index levels. It helps regulate blood sugar levels. It is high in protein and fiber. It's a good source of potassium, selenium, and magnesium. Chickpea also contains soluble fiber, which is great for good gut bacteria, which also helps with immune support as well as women's health. Now, when you buy your garbanzo beans or chickpeas, make sure you buy it organic just because the non-organic often contains glyphosates and other Roundup chemicals that can be detrimental to your health. So to avoid all that, buy yours organic if you can. One other important thing regarding any types of beans before we get into the recipe is that when you buy your beans, make sure you wash it at least once or twice. Then you want to soak it in hot water and let it sit for at least 6 hours or more before cooking it. I like to let mine sit overnight so that it is easier to digest and it is easier on your gut, especially if you have issues with bloating and other gut issues. By the way, I use a cup of the dry garbanzo beans. I made extra for other recipes, but if you're making the garbanzo beans just for this recipe, you'll probably need about half a cup. And now it's time to cook it, and I'm gonna cook it for about 30 minutes. I'm just adding a little bit of seasoning, some onion powder, and a little bit of salt, keeping it simple. Next, let's talk about the veggies that I'll be using for this recipe. I'm using almost a whole cucumber, about a quarter of a red onion, a whole tomato, and a quarter of the red bell pepper. These veggies are not only high in antioxidants and other minerals and vitamins, but they add a really nice crunch to this salad. So once my garbanzo beans are done, I am using a cup of the cooked garbanzo beans. So obviously it doubles up when you cook it. But for this salad recipe, I am using about a cup of cooked garbanzo beans, half a cup of tricolored quinoa, a whole cucumber, which amounts to almost a cup. And this is bell peppers with tomatoes mixed in there. So that's about a cup. So have a cup of each. A little bit of some onions. And for the corn, I did not record it for this video, but I'm going to briefly show you how I make my grilled corn. With corn too, when you buy corn, because most corns are GMO, please do buy organic. So anyway, I go ahead and spread it on my baking tray, add a little bit of seasoning salt and a little bit of pepper, and I go ahead and melt some coconut oil, pour that on it, spread it well, mix it well, and I'll grill it in my oven on broil for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that's how I grill my corn. By the way, this is on my TikTok, and I have amazing recipes on there, so if you want to check those out. But I go ahead and add in my corn, and then next I'll show you how I make the salad dressing. So for the dressing, I am using a whole avocado, about a cup of cilantro. Uh, you can either use one big lemon or a lemon and a half if it's average size, so small lemon. And you want to add it in your blender. Squeeze the lemon in there. I was struggling doing that and trying to film it, so I had to do it off camera. Add your seasoning. I'm just adding some salt, some cayenne pepper, as well as onion powder. And you can add whatever seasoning you like, but the simpler the better. So my three main things are just the salt, pepper, and a little bit of onion powder. You also want to add about a quarter cup of water. That way it won't be too thick, and it also helps with the blending process. And you can, if you wish, add some olive oil to it and just go ahead and blend until everything is nice and smooth. And once again, I always make extra for other recipes that I make. So I'm not using this entire thing, but I did save some for to make to use as a dip, as well as to make other recipes. Those are also on my TikTok if you want to check it out. So once you pour your dressing on it, now it's time to mix everything in until everything is well incorporated. Now, usually I add nutritional yeast, but I was craving for some cheese. Yeah, I try not to do dairy, but sometimes it calls my name and I answer to it. But anyway, if you are vegan or just are trying to stay with plant-based only, you can use nutritional yeast and sprinkle that on top of it. But I was craving for some cheese, so I'm adding a little bit of feta cheese to this, and I'll go ahead and mix it up really well. And plus, I didn't add enough salt, and this will make up for the salt. I'm not using that as an excuse. I honestly was just craving for cheese. With that being said, that took care of my craving and the need for more salt, and it is perfect just the way I like it, and it is yummy. You can eat it as is, or you can eat it as a side dish, but this is so delicious. And I made enough for 4 to 5 servings, but I kept going back for more just because it's so addictive and so yummy. But yeah, this is what I ate it with for one of the times, and that is whitening fish, which I've air fried. This is the dressing that I save. I like to use it as a dip. And also, I saved some of the chickpeas, as I mentioned before, for 2 more recipes. And this is one of the recipes that I used it for. This is a chickpea sauce that I like to make for breakfast sometimes. And I like to eat it with naan bread or pita bread. And I still had some left that I use for something else. And this is how I cook. I make enough of something and make other recipes with it just because it saved me so much time as a busy person. This is just very convenient. Just making enough of one thing and making different recipes with it. That way you don't get bored of eating the same things too. Anyway, this wraps it up for this recipe video. If you've learned anything from this video or appreciated my effort and work, please do me a favor, give it a like. It helps boost my content out there for people like me who are striving to become healthier without compromising their taste. But please show me love and support by liking it if you actually appreciate the video. I thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a blessed day, night, evening, wherever you are. And I hope to catch you on my next video.